everyone. We are group of reporters and we're going to discuss life of Rizal. And first, we're going to tackle the Paris to Berlin in 1885 to 1887. First, I'm going to introduce myself. I am Althea Juan Libutcon from Bachelor of Technical Vocational Teacher Education, major in Fashion and Garments Technology. And um, from Paris to Berlin in 1885 to 1887, Rizal went to Paris and Germany in order to specialize in ophthalmology. So Rizal chose this branch of medicine because he wanted to cure his mother's eye ailment. As a continuation, Rizal has a friend called named Maximo Viola, a medical student and also a member of rich family of San Miguel, Bulacan. And also we have Silvio Eusebio Rominas, the editor of the newspaper of La Poblacia, and made a crayon sketch of Don Miguel Moraita, also the owner of La Publicidad and Assessment. And also Rizal gave editor Corominas an article on the car line. In November 1885, Rizal was living in Paris, where he sojourned here about 1852 and 1906. He was a leading French ophthalmologist, wherein Rizal worked as an assistant from November 1885 to February 1886. So, we have Paz Pardonti Tavera, a pretty girl was engaged to Juan Luna. Also, in November 27 in 1878, Rizal Case left that he learned the solfeggio, the piano, the voice culture in 1 month and a half. In Paris 1885 to 1886, we have Alin Manglahi or Any Race, a patriotic song written by Rizal which asserts from any race aspires from freedom. So we have deportation or La Deportations, a fight during his exile. And also we have the historic Heidelberg. In February 3 in 1886, Rizal arrived in Heidelberg, a historic city in Germany, famous for its old university and romantic surroundings. Also, Rizal play chess players club, wherein the students made Rizal as a member because of being a good chess player. Also, we have Dr. Otto Baker, a German ophthalmologist who Rizal worked in University City Eye Hospital. In April 22, 1886, Rizal wrote a fine poem called Alas Flores de Heidelberg. 6. Rizal was fascinated with the blooming flowers along the banks of the Neckar River. Among them was his favorite flower, the light blue or called forget-me-not. And in a mountain, also Rizal has a kind Protestant pastor called Dr. Carl Ulmer, where Rizal stayed, and also he became his good friend and admirer. In June 25, 1886, Rizal ended his sojourn at Pastor 29, 1887. Rizal wrote from Monek or Mochens to Friedrich or Fritsch, son of Pastor Ulmer. In July 31, 1886, Rizal wrote his first letter in German, which he had improved after his stay with the Ulmers. The Professor Blumentritt, the director of the Ateneo of Ledmerch, Austria. And also we have Rizal sent this book he mentioned and was published in two languages, which is called Arithmetica or Arithmetic. And two languages here is the Spanish and Tagalog by the University of Santo Tomas Press in 1868. The author was Rubeno Baltasar Hernandez, a native of Santa Cruz, Laguna. And in August 6, in 1886, the famous University of Heidelberg held its fifth centenary celebrations, which is called Leipzig and Dresden. In August 9, 1886, Rizal left Heidelberg. In August 14, 1886, Rizal boarded by a train and arrived in Leipzig, and he stayed at friend Professor Friedrich Ratzel, a famous German historian that Rizal befriended with him. Also, Rizal has a friend, Dr. Henry in Leipzig. Rizal translated Schiller's William that fell from German into Tagalog. So the Filipino number 29, 1886, Rizal left Leipzig for Dresden. Where he met Dr. Adolf B. Mayer, the director of the Anthropological and Ethnological Museum. And for the next topic, I'm going
Go.
Hello, I am James Stephen Caballa and I'm taking the course of Bachelor of Science in Electrical Engineering and I will discuss the life of Rizal in Berlin. Morning. What?
Go.
Morning of November 1, 1886, Rizal left Dresden by train, reaching Berlin in the evening. And then Dr. Rodolph Virchow introduced the Rizal Jaguar, famous German anthropologist. Dr. Virchow, son of Dr. Rodolph Virchow, professor of descriptive anatomy, and Dr. W. Juris, noted geographer. Dr. Ernest Weger, 1830 to 1900, famous German ophthalmologist where Rizal worked. And then Rizal became a member of the Anthropologic Society, the Ethnological Society, and Geographical Society of Berlin. Upon the recommendation of Dr. Jago and Dr. Mayer, Tagish Berkon's Tagalog art, Rizal wrote this scholarly for a German which he read before the society in 1887. Then this paper was published by the society in the same year. This comments some observations and requirements. And Rizal lived in Berlin, famous capital of pioneering for five reasons. The first one is to gain further knowledge of ophthalmology, and two, to further his studies of science and languages. Then three, to observe the economic and political conditions of German nation. Four, to associate with famous German scientists and scholars. And the last is to publish his novel Noli Me Tangere. And then Madame Luce Serdol, Rizal's professor of French in order to master the idiomatic intricacies of the French language. And Unter den Linden, the most popular boulevard of Berlin, wherein Rizal enjoyed promenading, sipping beer in cities, inns, and talking with the friendly Berliners. And in March 11, 1886, one of Rizal's important letters written while he was in Germany that addressed to his sister Trinidad. In this letter, Rizal expressed his high regard and admiration for German womanhood. And then the German woman said Rizal to his sister, is serious, diligent, educated, and friendly. She is not gossipy, frivolous, and quarrelsome. And maura tong sa ako. Next is si Scott.
So, hello everyone. Good evening. I am Scott Roy Cambalon and I will be reporting Rizal's Grand Tour in Europe with Viola. After the Rizal Grand Tour of Europe with Maximo Viola 1887, after the publication of Nulli, Rizal planned to visit the important places in Europe. Dr. Maximo Viola agreed to be his traveling companion. Rizal received Pasiano's remittance of 1,000 pesos which forwarded by Juan Luna from Paris and immediately paid his debt to Viola which he loaned so that the Noli could be printed. First, he and Viola visited Potsdam, a city near Berlin. So the tour begins. At the dawn of May 11, 1887, Rizal and Viola, two brown-skinned doctors on a roaming spree, left Berlin by train. Spring was an ideal season for travel. Their destination was in Dresden, one of the best cities in Germany. At arriving at Dresden, Rizal and Viola tarried for some times in Dresden. They visited Dr. Adolf B. Meyer, who was overjoyed to see them. In the Museum of Art, Rizal was deeply impressed by painting of Prometheus Bound. They also meet Dr. Hager and hear their plan about Litmerits in order to see Blumentritt. He advised to wire Blumentritt because the old professor might be shocked of their visit. Arriving at Prague, Rizal and Viola visited the historic city of Prague. They carried letters of recommendation from Blumerit to Dr. Welcome, professor of University of Prague. Rizal and Viola visited the tomb of Copernicus, Vascus Copernicus. Arriving at Vienna, May 20, they arrived at Vienna, capital of Austria-Hungary. They met Norfenfalls, one of the greatest novelists of that time. They stayed at Hotel Metropole. They also met two good friends of Blumenritt, Mascher and Nordmann, Austrian scholars. Danubian voyage to Linz. May 24, Rizal and Viola left Vienna on a river boat to see beautiful sights of Danube River. As they traveled along the famous river, Rizal observed keenly river sights. From Linz to rainfall. The river voyage ended in Linz. They traveled overland to Salzburg and from there to Munich where they sojourned for a short time to savor the famous Munich beer. So crossing the frontier to Switzerland, they stayed from June 2 to 3, 1887 and continued tour to Basel or Bale, Bern and Lausanne. Arriving at Geneva, Rizal and Viola left Lausanne in a boat crossing the foggy Lemon Lake of Geneva. On June 19, 1887, his 26th birthday, Rizal treated Viola to a blowout. Rizal and Viola spent 15 days in Geneva. On June 23, they parted ways. Viola decided to return to Barcelona while Rizal continued his tour to Italy. Rizal resents exhibition of Igorots in 1887 Madrid Exposition. Rizal received sad news from his friends in Madrid of the deplorable conditions of the primitive Igorots who were exhibited in this exposition. Some of these Igorots died. Rizal was outraged by the degradation of his fellow countrymen. So Rizal in Italy, he visited Turin, Milan, Venice, and Florence. On June 27, 1887, he reached Rome. He eternal Vatican, the city of the popes, and the capital of Christendom. After a week of staying in Rome, he prepared to return to the Philippines. He had already written to his father that he was coming home. So that would be all, and thank you. Thank you for listening. Thank you for listening.